Give me an update on what's going on in Sinaloa. You sent me an article about
Oh
some
yeah,
guys that
yeah.
got
So
dropped.
listen, what's crazy is that for all of those who follow the story of the podcast as well, people were like saying all these comments, que Sinaloa está muy tranquilo y que esto, and this is stupid to me. It was funny to me, but it's crazy because one of the first people to go were some of my associates that actually put me on. There was Tommy's brother-in-laws, and they had always been one of the biggest cookers of meth. They did everything hash. I'm talking about, bro, got it from the gutter, really big time dudes, especially in the 90s, um, Leopardo was like always plugged with every dude, but it seemed like every time he was ready to get on, like the dude he was with, like one of the big lieutenants and stuff like that, they'll kill him, and stuff like that. And but he always create, his organization always had like supported, the Sinaloa cartel as a whole. And I will say he put me on, bro. He was Tommy's brother-in-law. He put Tommy on, and we had a great relationship. He had a bunch of
So
brothers
he
and all.
was with the cartel as a whole. So he wasn't necessarily Mayo's guy or just Chapo's
Chapo's
guy.
guy. He was at different people. Like I know he dealt with Damasone's people as well. But here's the thing, like I feel bad. We had a great relationship, but he was one of those things that he was always plotting on bigger things, and we were there for each other. You get me? Him and his organization, which was his brothers and stuff. But I guess after I turned myself in, eventually, it doesn't surprise me. He became the biggest, one of the biggest cookers for fentanyl. And he was the one that's setting up all the labs for Mayo and Chapillos and them all over Mexico. His name's Leopardo Garcia, and he has a brother named Tano, and a couple other brothers. Tano was young at the time, but that was his like apprentice, And I know the whole family, As a matter of fact, I would, literally go and stay with them, at the ranch and stuff like that. And they were, I know that Tano was one of the first. I'm not sure about Leo because he's the boss, but he was actually one of the first people to get killed in the war. So it's sad,
In this war,
Yeah, in this war.
on whose side?
From my understanding, I guess they're saying that the Chapillos killed them, because he was like, I guess, working with somebody on my own side, But from my understanding, they were working on both sides. But I guess as of recently for Mayo, and they killed them. So their names is, Tano Garcia and Leopardo Garcia.
So evidently, the heat that people were waiting for and so thirsty for, it has arrived. What's going on with that case? What do you think? Has anything changed? Joaquin's here to cut a deal. They threw the old man. Mexico want him back. What's happening? What do you think is going on?
Well, that's crazy, man. You see that what the government's doing, that they're actually saying that they're gonna, file treason. They actually did charges for that. It kind of just shows like, you know, what's more important. You get me? It kind of falls into the same line of everything what the cultures are like today. The disrespect. Oh, that's disrespectful. They don't even know what happened. Okay, so they find out that he threw him, kidnapped him and brought him to the U.S. Okay, now United States feels disrespected and they're gonna file treason charges. That's a big sign to all the drug
Wait,
traffickers and
the
everyone.
United States didn't file the charge. It was Mexico, no?
Mexico,
Oh, yeah.
you know, but imagine that, bro. That's insane. Like that's where it goes back. Where government kind of goes back. Like there's a lot of things I like about the president. There's a lot of things I dislike, but that's not a good, you know, I guess, sign to show or to give the people of Mexico.
You don't think they got something to cover up? They got something to cover up.
Nah, that's just because they're flying. They're fine. It's like Trump and like the red. Like what red like Democrats. It's like they're fueling whatever they think is gonna help.
Propaganda.
Yeah, where I'm saying, oh, it's the people that are gonna say no, but the people are saying that that's disrespectful that he did that, so they fall into that trap. You get me? Because it's like, oh, it's our, sovereignty and it's our country.
You stepped in. Yeah, we're independent of you. You stepped in.
Again, that's a little bit like that. Kind of just shows you where we're at. I seen that happening. I know that there's gonna be, I seen that people are, trying to recruit people in Mexico. I even seen that there's a possibility where my Ito Flack was, linking up with my old friend, Chapio Lomas. I say that now that he's my friend again, so I don't want people to criticize me right now. I say it like, old friend.
Albert Flores says, but could the treason charge be more because the political figure was unalived at the scene?
No, well, no, because no, because they didn't bring up the. They said for the
Right, for the
they didn't
kidnapping.
say
They
for
made
the
it clear.
kidnapping. They
Right,
would have said it. Oh, because of this. You get me?
right.
You know
Which they
the
probably could have and didn't.
but the treason charge that the how about this? They killed the politician in Mexico, so that's just a murder. They didn't charge him for the murder.
Mhm.
They give him a warrant for not for the murder. They give him a warrant for the kidnapping,
The
which is
kidnapping.
weird.
Facts. Armed confrontation in Sinaloa. That
Well, I
was
think
re-
I think that for sure they thought they had someone, and I think that some stuff happened that I don't know if we ever hear about it, because if you notice, it's happening more and more often that it seems like they know how to just like let it die down,
Mhm.
and then no one ever addresses it anymore.
Mm.
But I do think that they had somebody and then they let them go,
Yeah,
for whatever reasons.
yeah. I
I
was
just
thinking.
feel bad because look, man, when the military goes there, they lose soldiers too, bro. Those are real bullets coming back and forth. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Right.
Could anyone go tell me like how many people died on both sides?
Now let me tell you, when we were covering it yesterday, they said there was no casualties, right? But then when I was in the gore section of my Discord, when I was looking for information, I found these images, these videos that I put in the gore section of the Discord. That if those images and those videos are from yesterday, right there where this happened, there was absolutely casualties because I saw burning bodies.
Okay, so that's why no one talks about that right now.
Nobody's
Why?
talking about that. They all said no casualties. Everybody
And that's what
yesterday said that.
bothers me, bro. It's because as you see all these people die, like in the second, just in the second raid, not the Culiacanazo, when they actually arrested what's his name, bro. Over 60 people passed away. They killed over 60 people.